Good day to all of you. My name is Scholar from the Trader 10 community, and today I'm going to do the weekly forecast for you guys. In this weekly forecast, we try to predict what the cryptocurrencies in the list might do in the future by looking what they have done in the past. In this week's forecast, we're going to look at Bitcoin, FTM, RUNE, TFUEL, UMA, and CHZ. So please sit back and relax and enjoy the show. So starting off with Bitcoin, what we were looking at last time when we did the forecast was that Bitcoin would come down, and if they were to come back down, hold the support, which they just fell through, and then come to the next support. Here we tried to accumulate, and they did a failed accumulation, and then retested the midpoint, which brought us down all the way to the 48k zone, which is actually a very interesting daily level zone. Let me show you guys what I was looking for on the stream that we do every time on Twitch. I was actually looking for a same move as we did here previously in end of February, March. So I was looking for a hold of the move that brought us to the retest, this being the retest. All right. So as you can see yourself, we were trying to hold it, held it once, held it twice, held it three times, held it four times. So you get this kind of curvature. And then this night I was telling myself, okay, Scholar, you're going to stay up longer. In case we're holding it again, it'll probably pop. Now, it didn't hold at level, but meaning it only closed below once, it can still save it by moving up. Now, the only thing you don't want it to do today is you don't want it to start closing below the 50k again. And I don't think it will happen. Looking at this nice relief pump, Bitcoin seems to go up and try and test this 56,000 level. So currently I'm looking for short ads at 56,100, and then in anticipation of coming back down and then getting my refill longs. So let's go down back to the 4 hour to look how we will do this. So what I'm expecting it to start slowing down a little bit, maybe create a red candle around here, and then a move to the high onto the daily level. From here on out, we can kind of think about it maybe slowly diverging again. If it starts diverging, distributing, then it will probably do something like this, make a low and then go below. And when it comes back down here, it will probably look for some kind of resistance that became support, so probably the top side. I'd rather have it bounce on the top sides than on the bottom sides in this case, mainly because else, if we go down all the way, we might have lost some important stuff, right? Let's say that we go all the way down here, then we'll have this resistance again. Of course, we can then hold a higher low as well, and then go up. But I'd rather not have Bitcoin return to 50Ks. I'd rather have them stay a little bit higher. So this would be the bearish case scenario. The bullish case scenario, in my opinion, is let's say we go up. Maybe this thing can happen a little bit before this as well, but whatever. So let's do the bullish case scenario right now. The bullish case scenario, in my opinion, would be going up here, starting to trade above, going a little bit higher, and then later on coming back down here, sweeping these people out, and then moving back up. So let me make this one green because this is our bullish case scenario. Now for that bullish case scenario, let me readjust the prices. I do think we will have a hard time getting above 60k again. The bearish case scenario here can of course reject there and then continue its way down. So that's what I'm looking for right now on Bitcoin, mainly looking for it to try and achieve 54k.6, and let's see if we can keep this momentum to the upside, because this is really a big relief pump after this scary time for Bitcoin. Of course, most of you guys know that 54.7k is a very important level to try and achieve, as it's the move that made us get there. So if you really want us to make some bullish outcomes, and if you want Bitcoin to make new highs, then you really want us to get above there. So 54.8 is the level to achieve right now. If they don't achieve it, then what I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at this. They're currently in the bottom zone of this, so they want to try and hold 53.2. If we can hold 53.2, then we can try to achieve 55k. If we can achieve 55k, we'll probably come back down a little bit and then either go up or go down. So that's what I'm currently looking for Bitcoin. maybe some longer term price predictions. If we do go down, then we will probably, well, we already tested this higher low right here. So what am I looking for then? Then I will be looking out for 38k and even 35k. So if we start really closing below 50k, then I'm looking for 38, 33. My preference goes to the 33k. So 33.6 if we break down. If we go up, then I'm looking for 60.2. If we can achieve 60.2, then I'm thinking we will go to new all-time highs. So that's it for Bitcoin. Let's head over to the next one. Up next, we have Phantom USDT. So for Phantom USDT, they're actually testing the daily level of resistance, which I really like. So around here, you can really try and look for some nice reversal patterns. So either you want to short this level if you see a lower time frame shorting setup, or you want to start looking for a breakout to the upside if they start achieving it. So what do I mean by that? Let's say that they really start trading a lot above this level, then eventually you can get this as a buy, and then you are aiming for the next daily level of resistance. So let's see, where would that be? So let's say that they start closing above here, you look for the retest and then the pump, and the target would be 0.46 in my opinion-ish. These previous resistances, this kind of zone would be your target for the longs. Now, of course, because this is a daily level that we want to achieve, let me quickly make this green because this is the bullish case scenario. Of course, because we want to achieve this level, this is also a good area to start looking for shorts. Now, how would this be? Let's say that we do something like this, but we don't really achieve. So we go up, we try to achieve, we fail, we come below the move that started it, retest the level, and then coming back down, testing high supports. Because right now you want to hold the high supports, not hold the low supports. So this is something for the bearish case scenario that I would be looking out for FTM. Of course, what can they do as well? As you saw right here, they can come back down, but hold the bottom zone of this block. This block that I'm talking about is this one. Because they have been trading within it, they now want to really try and hold the bottom block. So after touching the bottom block, they will probably start the failure move. You will take profits on your longs right here, and then it's the moment of truth. Here they can also hold a higher low and start this move, this bullish case scenario right here. Or if they fail to hold it, then come back down to 0.31. So that's it for FTM. Let's head over to the next one. For our next pair, we have RUNE USDT. So let's have a quickly daily scan on this RUNE pair. What has it been doing on the daily? Making new all-time highs, obviously. Very nicely holding this previous daily line of support. Of course, this is hindsight, but a very beautiful hold. What you could have done is probably looked for some lower time frame setups around this level if you had it marked down. So I hope some of you caught it. Other than that, going back down, we see going back up, we see that this is going to be a level that we really want to try and achieve. So what will we probably get? It's kind of the same thing as on FTM. We will pump up. We're now testing the top zone. So if we go to the bottoms, if we go on the 4 hour, what do we want to kind of hold? We will now want to hold this lower zone on the daily. So what we will see is we come down here, then probably get a move back up, and then if it holds the higher low, we'll probably increase and try to get above this daily level. Other than that, if they don't hold this, well, I think RUNE can actually deep dive a little bit deeper than FTM, mainly because these lows are way lower, right? So on the daily, based on the daily, because we haven't closed there yet, it's not that important yet. But on RUNE, I think it's okay for it to still come back down all the way here, even hold the higher low, retest resistance, hold the higher low, and then try and re-achieve the stop, and then pump it eventually. Now, of course, if you're looking for these longs, always look for your higher time frame confluences. 14.95 seems like a good first place to take some profits. And other than that, I will be looking out for some nice longs if it were to come back down here. It's always very nice and very important to wait for your setups to get formed and wait for them to play out. Other than that, so these are both kind of bullish case scenarios, but that's no problem, of course. So quick recap. If it holds this very nicely, then look for the higher low play around here with a target of 14.95. If they do come back down here to 11.8, this is a must hold, so I love to put some limit orders at must holds. And yeah, other than that, see if we can make a higher low. If this bottom zone of the daily resistance becomes resistance again, if it is like that, see if we achieved something within this move down. If we achieve something in the move down, re-add on your higher low and then play the other moves as before. So that's kind of it for RUNE USDT. Let's head over to the next one. Up next, we have TFUEL. So for TFUEL, also the same thing as with FTM, currently at the move that brought us to the low. Because of that, we kind of testing the top range right now. You kind of want to hold the bottom range, but this bottom range goes quite deep as well. So on the 4 hour, we will have a lot to play with. So as you can see here, they try to achieve the top zone, so they are one step ahead of RUNE already. They try to hold the bottom zone, so you want them to kind of start pumping right now. If they don't start pumping right now, we'll probably see new lows. But first, of course, they will try to hold a higher low, then retest 0.31. If they don't hold 0.31, then we'll probably come back down to 0.27. If they come back down to 0.27, you can look for a higher low play around here. Maybe look for a lower time frame W pattern, right? Very easy. And then try to look for 0.29. This is what I would be looking out for TFUEL if they don't hold this right now. But of course, you can from here on out go up, break out, hold high zones, come back down, retest 0.31, and then I'm looking for 0.36 as the next level to be achieved. So this is kind of it for TFUEL already. It's looking pretty decent in my opinion. Of course, everything will depend if these coins and if Bitcoin can hold the high ranges, because maybe if we do go down very deep right now, it will look as if we swept the highs, which is of course a little bit more bearish than bullish. But that's it for TFUEL. Looking out for these two plays on it. So let's head over to the next coin. For my next coin, I have UMA USDT. This is a fairly new coin, and they have been doing some nice things as well. Achieving this level, testing the top zone. If they do come back lower, I will always be interested in looking for some long setups in the lower zone as it's still untested. Other than this, we see that they tried to achieve the previous all-time high candle body, but it seems like they failed to hold it twice. So there's a little bit of bearish divergence here, but of course, isn't that in every cryptocurrency coin right now? So what are they trying to do right now? They tested kind of the midpoint of this block right here. Very important block. There we go. This block I'm talking about, this one has been previous support and then of course always became resistance. So we know that this will become a zone that we really want to try and achieve, come back down to, confirm that it is support, and then we'll probably pump to new all-time highs or closely to. But of course it is important that we do achieve this zone. So other than that, let's have a look. What are we doing? We already tested this zone, came back down, held the higher low. So now we are retesting this zone. But what haven't we done? We haven't retested the bottom zone that we shouldn't lose. So what I'm looking for right now for a UMA to do is hold this 25.86 level. If we can hold this 25.86 level, retest the top zone, this one, try to get up. If they can start achieving it, come back down, retest it, and then move higher. Then start trading above here, come back down one more time, and then do the ultimate pump. If they don't hold this, then I'm expecting something like this. Come back down, and then you want to hold the higher zones, mainly because we've already been here. We've already been to the lower zones, so you don't want to start losing levels whenever you're in an uptrend, right? You want to keep on staircasing, because after going back down here, you want to go up, touch this, and then do the same thing as here. So those are the two bullish case scenarios. The bearish case scenario would of course be if we come back down all the way, trade at around 20.73, make a higher low, touch the bottom side, and then my target would be 15.85. So those are the 3 or 4 scenarios that I'm looking out for UMA USDT. So let's head over to the next one. So for our last coin, we have CHZ USDT. So looking at this coin, it has been doing some very proper TA. Back here we were looking for it to test this lower zone. It never actually did. until it eventually did. Sometimes you really have to wait for the setup to get validated, then they came back down here eventually because it was a proper setup. Of course, this can all be removed right now because once we've tested it, you don't want to buy there again. We came down there, we still held it though, so we kind of swept these people afterwards doing the retest, very proper TA. But other than that, I'm not really interested in this level anymore, because in my opinion, if we were to come back down now, we will probably head back down to this move that brought us to the all-time high. Because this is the move that brought us to the all-time high, and it's such an obvious move on the daily, I'm expecting them to kind of sweep it. So I'm expecting them to do a move lower, sweep it, move back up, hold it, and then try to get above and achieving the previous level that was very important. So this is what I will be looking out for the bearish case scenario. What will I be looking out for the bullish case scenario? I really want CHZ USDT to try and achieve the 0.5 cents. If they can start achieving the 0.5 cents, then we can look for a trend shift again, and maybe a bull trend again finally. What you can see here right now is that they're trying to achieve the previous support lines that we've had. Of course, it's not an easy task, so if they can't achieve it immediately, right, if they can't achieve this yellow line that I drew here, then we will probably come back down and test the higher zone. Test the higher zones. If they fail to test the higher zone, well, if they fail to hold it, meaning going back up, touching resistance, coming back down, then we're heading down to the higher low. And then we have the same thing scenario until we finally hold the higher low, retest, come back down, and then move finally into this 0.5 zone. Once we move into this 0.5 zone, what will I be looking out for? I will be hoping that this previous resistance line has now become support and thus can help us achieve this very important daily line. Now this is a little bit of an extended accumulation phase turning into a bullish trend, but of course, knowing crypto, it can be way more explosive as well. So coming back down here, immediately pumping up, touching the 0.5, come back down, holding for 0.47, going back up, achieving it on the daily, coming back down, and then just mooning. So these are the three kind of scenarios I will be waiting for CHZ USDT to play out on. Other than that, this is what I will be looking out for CHZ, and not really anything else. So that's it for CHZ USDT. By that, this forecast has come to an end. Thank you all for watching this forecasting videos. If you've liked what you've seen, make sure to give us a thumbs up and consider checking us out on our 24/7 live stream on Twitch, where we teach you how to read the charts. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.